Hello everyone, I am Professor Nayan from Department of Information Technology, Parvatibai Ganbamosi College of Engineering, Vagoli. So in this session, we are starting with Unit 2, that is your requirement analysis. In this second unit, it is divided into two parts. First is the requirement capturing and second is the requirement analysis. So in requirement capturing, we are going to see the requirement engineering, basics of requirement engineering. In requirement engineering, there are 7 steps to perform the requirement engineering. So first is the inception, second is the illustration, third is the elaboration, fourth is negotiation, fifth is specification, sixth is validation, and seventh is the requirement management. And in second part of requirement analysis itself, the requirement analysis is the second part of this unit. So we'll go with the basics of UML, that is Unified Modeling Languages, then use case diagrams and the class diagrams, then we have data modeling, data and control flow models, behavior modeling using the state diagram, then we have the real life case study, and the last topic is the software requirement and the specification. So in this unit, we are going to just overview the requirement, its capturing, its analysis. So first, let's start with the basics of requirement analysis and the very first part. So the requirement engineering helps the software engineers and the software developers to build the better understanding the problem and the nature of the problem, so then they can work together. So how this understanding takes place? They have several sets. So they understand what will be the impact of this software on the business, then what exactly the customer wants, then how the end user will interact with the systems. So this all understanding needs to be captured while you are taking the requirement or considering the requirement for building the software. Now the software engineers and the other project stakeholders all participate in this requirement engineering process. Designing and building of the elegant computer software will not satisfy the computer requirement. If the requirements analysis goes wrong, then the design will be wrong, and ultimately the whole code which is developed using that particular requirements, finally it will go wrong and the product will go down. So it is very important to perform the requirement engineering task in project development. So the requirement engineering, again I will explain. I previously said there are 7 steps which are under the process of requirement engineering. The first is requirement inception, second is requirement elicitation, third is requirement elaboration, fourth is requirement negotiation, fifth is requirement specification, sixth is requirement verification and validation, and seventh is the requirement management. So we'll go one by one with this. So actually the requirement engineering is carried out throughout all these functions. We can say that function. So let us go first with inception. So inception is the beginning, and it is usually said that beginning is the half done, but it is always problematic for the developer that from where point to be started, or from where to start actually to write the requirement or to explain the requirement or get the requirement from the customer. The customer and developer meet and they decide the overall scope and the nature of the problem statement, which aims to they will need to have the basic understanding of the problem. Then they need the people, they know the people who will use the software. So they also need to know what exactly the nature of the problem is, and what is expected by the customer side. And also the product should be maintain effectiveness throughout the development, and they need to have the collaboration between the customers and the developers to accurately get the requirement from the customer, and that requirement which are getting from the customer should be evaluated or manipulated for the development. So the developer must ask the following question to understand about the basic requirement. First question should be who is behind the request for this work product. Then second, who will use the solution? Who are the actually end user who will use the solution? So, or who will use the product which is developed using the particular requirements. The third is what will be the economical benefits of the successful solution. And fourth is is there any another alternative source or the solution for this particular problem. So if the customers come with some problem statement, so developer needs to ask the following question to understand what actually the requirements come, what actually the product is, who is behind that request, who is the actually end user who will use this solution which will be developed from this particular problem statement, what actually the economical benefits are from this particular solution which is going to be developed, or is there any alternative solution available for this particular problem which comes from the customer. So sometimes it happens that already there is a solution or alternative solution for the particular problem, still we have that problem statement from another person and we are actually thinking to develop these things. So actually the customer needs to ask all this question to briefly understand what actually the problem statement is, and this all is done in the inception phase. Actually this is the theory which I have just explained, and these are the questions that developer must be asked to understand the basics of the requirement. Then the second is the elicitation, requirement elicitation. So the requirement elicitation means to draw out the truth or reply from anybody. So in the relation with the requirement engineering, elicitation is the task that helps the customer to define what is required. So this is the basic understanding of the requirement. This phase gives the basic understanding of the requirement. So to know the objective of the system or the project to be developed, it is a critical job. So why it is difficult to get the clear understanding of the customer, clear understanding of what customer wants? There are several problems or difficulty occurs to get a proper understanding of the requirements. The first problem is the problem of the scope. So the problem of the scope state whether the customers are giving the unnecessary technical details that rather clarify of overall system object, means the customer continuously gives the unnecessary requirement which moves the main motto behind that development of that particular software. The second is the problem of understanding, that is poor understanding between the customer and the developer regarding the various aspect of the program project, that may be the capability, the limitation, or the computing environment. So sometimes it happens the customer and developer because of the miscommunication or because of the lack of the communication, the customer and developer didn't get the point of the whether the environment is correctly fitting to the development or not, whether there are the limited source available or not, or whether the project which is going to be developed is much capable to carry out the requirement or not. So the second step is the problem of understanding. Then the third is the problem of volatility. So it is nothing but when the customer change its requirement time to time, so it is very difficult to continuously develop the project with the changing requirements. So it is the third one, the problem of volatility, or we can say continuously changing the requirements by the customer while the developing phase. So the development doesn't go smoothly for the particular project, and that's it. This is your elicitation phase. So the next one is the requirement elicitation. Now whatever these steps, the requirement elicitation is carried out with the severe different series of steps. So first is the collaborative requirement gathering, that is nothing but identify the problem, suggest the solution, and primary set of solution is created, and negotiate with the different approaches to the customer, what should be taken, what requirement should be prioritized, what should be neglected and all. Second is the quality focus, that is nothing but translating your customer's need into the technical requirement, so that the expected requirement will be carried out throughout the development. So again the requirement will be divided into three parts. First is the normal, second is the expected, and third is the exciting requirements. So the normal requirements is the requirement which are stated by the customer. Second is the expected requirements, the requirements which are not stated by the customers but still the customer are expecting to develop the requirement by the developers. So sometimes happen there are set of requirements which are stated by the customer, still the customers want some more requirements. which are not stated in a list. So that functionality is called as the expected requirement, which are expected by the customers and not in the list of the normal requirements. And the third is the exciting requirements. These requirements are developed by the developers, which are not stated by the customers, which are not stated by the end users. So it is very sometimes we get top up or we get some scratch code additional when you if you take the example, suppose Google Pay, when you are transferring the money to some another person, you actually get a scratch card. Sometimes it is best luck for another time. Such as if you get some rupees, some extra bonus or top up from that particular transaction, then that can be a exciting requirements, which are not in the normal requirement list but developed by the developers to excite the users. So that we called as the exciting requirements. Then third is the user scenario. User scenario just contain the various use case diagrams. Then there is a primary actor, secondary actor, the use cases are there. So user scenario will just show how the actors or the system interacts with the actors. And here is the fourth one. Fourth one is the illustration of the work product, which contains this description of the system or the technical environment, then list of the requirement and the domain constraints, list of the stakeholders which are actually involved in the project development, and the statement of the scope. And also the prototype is developed with the refined requirements, the requirement which are prioritized by the customer and developer. The prototype is built on that requirement. So the illustration work product will also give the prototype. So in this session we have seen the requirement engineering with the two basics function. First is the inception and second is the illustration. So I hope you have been understanding this requirement engineering, which is a very basic step in the communication section of your activity, generic process activity. In communication phase we actually collect the requirements. So this unit will overview the communication phase, that is collection of the requirements from the customer to the developer. So there are very basic steps and the functions which are carried out throughout the requirement engineering. The first is inception, second is the illustration. So we have seen briefly both. In further session we'll go with the third, fourth and onwards for this. So if you have any queries regarding this session, you can just comment in a comment box. Thank you.